song called No Nonsense. And to promote the song and to just kind of explain some of the meaning behind the song, I did some relationship advice posts this month. February is obviously the month of Valentine's Day, and so love is very much in the air. But it's also Teen Dating Violence Awareness Month, and I didn't know that until this year. And so what I wanted to do with the song was, I wanted it to be just, like a confident song for girls and maybe even boys who have been in a toxic or even violent relationship. I wanted it to be a confident anthem of saying, I don't need that nonsense. I don't need to put up with this. I don't have to put up with this. And so that's what this song's about. And I've just been doing a lot of research on teen dating and teen dating violence, toxic relationships. The reason is because I was in a toxic and violent relationship as a teenager from ages 13 to 16. And so this issue is just really heavy on my heart. There are all different types of relationship abuse. There is physical abuse, emotional and verbal abuse. There is sexual abuse, financial abuse, digital abuse, and then stalking. And those are just some of the main types. And I've just been doing research on all of them because, when I go into schools to do my shows and I talk about, how I was in a toxic relationship and how from that came depression and anxiety and an eating disorder, I want to be able to tell more than my story. I want to be able to tell just, how serious of an issue this is. And 1 in 3 teens, female teens, say that they have experienced dating violence. And then 1 in 4 men have said that they've experienced it. So it's very much a serious issue, and it's heavy on my heart because I went through it, but I also saw some of my friends go through it growing up, and I see girls now going through it. And so it's heavy on my heart, and I just wanted to share some relationship advice. So my first piece of relationship advice is that if you aren't happy with yourself alone, you're not going to be happy with yourself with someone else. So basically that means if you don't like yourself, if you are insecure about yourself as a person, your physical body, your talents, your whatever it may be, you're going to look, and then you get a boyfriend, you will look to him for that affirmation. And you will be disappointed because people aren't perfect. I would really just say that before you get a boyfriend, before you get a girlfriend, make sure you like yourself. Make sure you're confident in who you are as a human being created in the image of God. Make sure that you like yourself and you love yourself before you go looking to someone else, because someone else isn't going to be able to validate you in that way like you're hoping. Even me, married to my husband, I love him so much and he loves me so much, but he can't, give me all of that validation and all of that security in myself, who I am, that I need. That only comes from God. So I would just encourage you, before you start, thinking about getting a boyfriend or thinking about getting a girlfriend, even if everyone else is doing that and you feel left out, if you don't, you just have to really ask yourself, do I like myself? Do I love myself? Am I confident in who I am? Because if not, you will be trying to get that confirmation, validation, and acceptance from someone else. So that's my first piece of advice. My second piece of advice is, if you have a girlfriend or if you have a boyfriend, make sure that you don't isolate yourself in that relationship. It's really easy when you first start dating somebody to just want to spend all your time with them, because it's new, it's fun, it's exciting, but you need your friends, you need your girlfriends, you need your guy friends, you need to hang out with the people who love you and care about you and the people that you love and care about. Don't isolate yourself. Because what happens is, if you do that early on in a relationship and then things start to go south in the relationship, you've kind of put yourself in this box to where you don't have anyone to talk to. You don't have anyone to go to. You've isolated yourself from everyone. All you have is this person. So that's probably one of the biggest pieces of advice I can give, is don't isolate yourself. You need your friends. You need to be around people. So, have a girls' night, have a guys' night. That's so incredibly important. It's like for all ages, but especially as a teenager, like hanging out with your friends is, as a teen, like that's something that you won't be able to get back if you miss out on that. So take advantage of that and, have fun with your friends. Don't isolate yourself to this one person, this one relationship, because that's just going to backfire. My third piece of advice is that it is not normal for your boyfriend or your girlfriend to call you bad names. It's not normal for them to talk down to you, for them to put you down. So it might seem normal and you might think, oh, it's normal, everyone's doing it. And that might be true, but it's only normal because we've lowered our standards of how we should be treated. We've lowered our standards of how we should be respected. And so I just can't stress enough that if your boyfriend is calling you a slut or a skank or the big bad B word, even if it's being portrayed as, oh, I'm just joking, it's not. It's not funny. It's not a joke. Those are demeaning words and they're very hurtful. And when you hear them repeatedly from someone you care about and someone you think cares about you, you start to believe those words. And those are a lie. They're just a flat out lie. So that is not normal. If that is happening to you, you are in an emotional and a verbally abusive relationship, and you need to get help. You need to talk to someone, a parent, a teacher, a counselor at school. You need to talk to someone about it and get help to get out of a relationship like that. Sometimes it's really hard to get out of a relationship for many different reasons, but that is just like a big red flag that this is not a healthy relationship. So it's not normal to be called bad names by someone you're in a relationship with. Not normal. Don't accept it. Don't be okay with it. My final piece of advice is to, so how am I going to phrase this? Basically, I would tell my 13-year-old self, if I could go back in time, I would say, hey, don't get a boyfriend. You are 13. You are a kid. Enjoy being a kid. And just enjoy this time because you're not going to get it back. So to you guys watching this, I would say, don't date. You're 13, 14, 15, 16. Don't date. However, I know that a lot of you probably will date. This is not a piece of advice that is very shiny. So to you who are saying, okay, maybe I want to date, I would just, like I said before, all of these things, don't isolate yourself. Make sure you're happy with yourself and confident in who you are before you go out and get a boyfriend or a girlfriend. Watch out for those signs of unhealthy and toxic treatments in your relationship. Just make sure that you are aware of those things. For me, at 13, I wanted a boyfriend so bad because all the movies, all the TV shows, all the books I was reading made that seem like the cool thing to do. And like, we all love love. We all want to be loved, and we all want to give love and be in that romantic relationship with someone. But at 13, like, a romantic relationship is just such an adult thing to do. And so I would say don't rush into an adult thing. Don't rush into those things, because I think when you're growing up, you're kind of wish like, oh, I can't wait to be older. I can't wait to graduate. I can't wait to do all these things. But like, real life can be really hard. Growing up, being an adult, it's fantastic. It's great, but you don't have to rush into it. Enjoy being a kid. Enjoy, only having to worry about yourself and not having to worry about pleasing this other person, or, worrying about this other person's feelings and emotions. Like, there's something so beautiful about marriage, like me and Josh, like, it's so beautiful, but there's also a lot of hard stuff that comes with it. And I'm just a firm believer that you should date to marry. So I don't believe in just like, casually dating to date. I think dating is a serious thing. I don't think it's taken very serious these days. And so I think when you are ready to date, it should be because you are ready to potentially find your husband or your wife. And just enjoy being single. Even if all your friends are getting boyfriends and girlfriends, don't feel left out. They should feel left out, because being single is awesome. So just enjoy it. But again, if you're gonna date, which I know like 9 out of 10 of you teens who watch this video are gonna date, that's fine. But just follow this other advice. And then I would also just recommend that you visit sites like loveisrespect.org and joinonelove.org. Those sites have a lot of really good information and resources on healthy and unhealthy relationships. So you'll just be educated on what they look like, because sometimes we just, when you get caught up in a relationship, you don't always realize when something's not normal. You don't always realize if something's bad, or if that's just what comes with being in a relationship. But I can tell you, I've been with Josh for 7 years now. I've never had a doubt on, like, is this an unhealthy relationship? Is this an unhealthy thing? He respects me and he loves me, and not just in words, but in action as well. And so that's my prayer for all of you who watch this video, is that you would settle for nothing less than just that. We're coming to a close of February, Teen Dating Violence Awareness Month, and I would just like to encourage you all to educate yourselves on this issue. I'm very passionate about it, and so when I go into schools, it's something I really want to talk and educate kids on, because I think it's really important. Stay tuned. I will be doing more videos like this, just talking about stuff that I'm passionate about, and just trying to inform you guys on issues that have really gripped my heart. And then again, just my life and music and everything. Relationship advice from yours truly. All right, bye guys.